I probably could have opened the show with this, but I avoided it because it is a really ugly thing and it's going to sound a little dark, but I want you to be aware of it. As of today, Bank of America predicted the U.S. economy will start losing 175,000 jobs a month. And I need to explain something to you we've talked about before, but I'm going to explain it again just because it helps me understand it. When I explain these things, it helps me understand it. So I hope in some small way it helps you. When you think about economies, I want you to think about your economy like it's a platform, a raised platform, right? You with me? And that platform is not held up by anything other than pillars. There are pillars of various sizes, but you need your main pillars, right? Like Mexico is a great example. Mexico has 3 gigantic industries that hold up Mexico. They're the 3 big pillars. They have tourism, oil, and narcotics. Not necessarily in that order. Oil's number 1, tourism second, drugs, illegal drugs is third. Okay, now I want you to picture this. Mexico, in response to a virus, they decide to start chopping away at those pillars and chopping away at those pillars. No, social distancing, shut everything down, print a bunch of money. None of this is sounding familiar, right? And while they're doing this is their economy, the pillars are cracking and cracking and cracking and crumbling and crumbling and crumbling, right? And then they have an election. And now you've got this economy, and at this point in time, I don't know if this economy can be saved because the pillars are in such bad shape. They're cracking and crumbling, and it's really, really bad. But then they have an election, and they don't elect just a president, but they elect a president, and every part of their bureaucracy, every part of their government, you know what they believe in? They believe in the destruction of oil and tourism and narcotics. And so every part of their government, instead of scrambling with emergency measures to save this pillar and save this pillar and save this pillar, let's get the contractors out there, let's pour some concrete. Guys, it's desperate. Instead of doing that, they immediately start attacking the pillars that were already crumbling. Throwing grenades at them, wrapping debt cord in them, C4. That is where we are as a country. That is where we are as the United States of America. We destroyed the value of our dollar. That inflation is here to stay. They have to ramp up interest rates to the point where it guarantees a recession just to avoid inflation turning into hyperinflation. That alone is bad enough. But then when you consider not just Joe Biden, but his entire administration and frankly, the entire federal government, they are all now, because one destructive ideology governs them all, they are all now fully committed to attacking the critical pillars that hold up America, our economy, like the energy sector. We are heading for a very deep, very dark, very prolonged economic time in this country. What that means, I don't know. Are we talking a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, Great Depression stuff? I don't know. But we are at just the tip phase of a very deep recession and or a depression. I tell you that because 1, it's reality, and 2, whatever preparations you can make, you should be making them now. We're not, in some down times. We're about to take off again. No, we are not. There is no mechanism in place for us to take off again. And we're not even talking about foreign wars, railroad strikes, things that maybe you can't control, droughts that can attach more C4 to the pillars. Make preparations, all right?